Good evening. Leading our news bulletin for tonight. Nominations of candidates for the pending elections closed today, and the island now looks forward to polling day on the 6th of May. The 5th Niue Arts and Cultural Festival reaffirms the importance of cultural heritage, but especially the need to sustain Wangahau Niue. The lack of participation during the Niue Arts and Cultural Festival has organisers reassessing and evaluating the objectives of this festival. A group from Papua New Guinea have made a special trip to Niue to reconnect with Niuean families. Nomination of candidates for the pending general elections has closed today, and the Chief Electoral Officer and staff at the Justice Department have accepted forms up until 12 midday. There are 6 common roll seats and 14 village seats in the Niue Legislative Assembly. Even though public notice has not been given officially, there have been 24 nominations for the common roll seats. As the village seats, all except Vaya, Namukulu and Liku will be contested. Candidates have until the 27th of April if they would like to withdraw their names, and the national elections polling day is on Saturday, the 6th of May. The 5th Niue Arts and Cultural Festival got off to a relatively good start on Friday last week with the official opening at the main festival venue at the Commercial Centre. The biennial festival provides an opportunity for Niuean people to come together and celebrate cultural heritage through the arts. Masters of Ceremonies Ioane Aleke Whawhai and Moira Enitama set the scene for the week-long festivities that follows a format that was developed since 2009. Premier Sir Toke Talangi also made it just in time for the opening of the festival that has been supported by government since the festival started in 2009. He reiterated and reminded those present that the objective of the festival was to bring Niuean people together to share and exchange Niuean culture and heritage. Tingilo Ness spoke on behalf of Niueans living abroad in place of Dr. Colin Tuguitonga, who was unable to attend due to unforeseen circumstances. There was also an opportunity for visiting groups to introduce themselves and share their delight in being able to make it for yet another festival, and there were a few performances to officially open the 5th festival. Despite the comments that this festival was somewhat low-key and missing some of the trimmings of previous festivals, the community came together to showcase what it means to be Niuean and, incorporating the theme, move forward with Wangahau Niue through song, dance, artwork and other mediums. The Alofi Commercial Centre was filled with people on Saturday and Sunday evening, those who were eager to watch the cultural performances and singing of Niuean hymns. The group performances on Saturday were put in 4 categories: the Takalo, Tāme Fō, Tāme Tuai and Meke. According to the director of Taonga Niue, Moira Enitama, in November last year a lot of interest was shown when she had announced the event on radio. Only 5 groups performed in these categories. Tupumayanga was a youth group that travelled especially to attend and participate in the festival all the way from New Zealand. The Tukuala boys opened the event with an impressive takalo. They filled the stage with their presence, executing various different war dances that have really been formed. Each group that participated in the cultural night had prepared dances and songs especially for this festival. And the congregations around the island gathered at the Commercial Centre once again on Sunday to perform hymns. This particular event gave the different denominations on the island time to come together and share some of the traditional and modern gospel music. Although groups were supposed to sing one hymn, there was a strong sense of community and a desire to share more of the traditional hymns. Sunday's program ended a little bit later than Saturday, but everyone departed on a spiritual high. The Commercial Centre echoed with melodies on Monday night for the Song Quest component of the festival. Groups were definitely moving forward with Wangahau Niue, with the majority of the songs in the Niue language. The festival Song Quest was open to solo performers, small and large groups, with a challenge set for songwriters and composers to have new and original songs. Young upcoming musicians like Jaden Ikitule, Ana Tukitonga and Ajali Hekesi also showed their talents and confidence. La Kepa Village and Alofi Ikalesia took up the challenge and they delivered some originals for the audience, while other groups opted to rehash some of the old Niuean favourites that were composed many years ago. For young Niueans raised in New Zealand, like the members of Tupumeanga Niue Trust, they portrayed how the language can also be passed down through generations through creative means like music. This group has consistently attended the festival since 2011, and that has taken a lot of personal commitment and funds. What has become apparent is that their grasp of the language and culture has also grown from strength to strength as they maintain their links back to the island. Ioane Aleke Whāwai performed some traditional chants that left many entertained and wanting to hear more. The evening ended with a few songs from well-known Niuean singer Tingilo Ness, who performed a Niuean version of Bob Marley's One Love. He also performed a song that was composed by his son Shefu, titled Though We Are, that highlights the plight of Niueans living far from the homeland and how they continue to long for the comforts of home. The short stories and poetry entries on Tuesday evening were entertaining and thought-provoking as the young and the old put their passion into written word and emotional renditions or recollection of life as a tangata niue. The depth and meaning of these personal stories was much to be admired, and it is hoped that these stories and poems will be collated into a publication as a tangible resource in Wangahau that can be passed down to the next generation. The evening concluded with the showing of locally produced films, coordinated by the Niue Film Commission. There were more than 20 entries, and a majority of the short films were produced by Niuean youth during filmmaking workshops that were funded by UNESCO in 2015. One of the side events was the Iepili show at Waiolama that gave women a chance to add a bit of colour and flair to what has become an item that is considered a Niuean treasure. This is the second time that Iepili show has been featured in the festival program, and organisers Pauline Blumsky and Lofa Bricks managed to get a few entries, from baby blankets to single bedspreads to queen, double and king sizes. The array of colour combinations was a sight to behold, and even those from abroad appreciated this art form, not only for its beauty, but cultural significance. And in the evening, local designers put their heart and soul into the creative outfits that were part of the Fashion and Wearable Arts Show, the program that was organised by Taonga Niue. They were able to open up the show with a few pieces they had created to depict what was worn by Niue kings, featuring the hiapo, the kafa or family heirlooms, and even a siputa dress that was what women wore during the times of the missionaries. This is normally one of the more popular events, especially for aspiring designers, using their surroundings to inspire the creations of these one-off pieces. And those who rose to the challenge this time round included Kyria Tungia, Nise Jackson, Oveta Pearson, Mariano Lui, Lava Mokalei, Susana Siontuato, Tamara Mautama, Crystal Smith, Jasmine Vaha, Haylene Tongyamana, Pete Sietu and Jason Sakalia, as well as creations by Robin Heko. Young models brought these designs to life, adding their own flair. Some took to the catwalk, overcoming their shyness, while others needed to be coaxed into displaying outfits in front of the crowd. The fresh leaves and cultural outfits were to be admired as they used a colourful array of fresh leaves and cultural materials to make some intricate pieces. The night ended with a few outfits for church. As the program wrapped up, people were still talking about their favourites. It was a stellar attempt at showing Niue fashion and talent, and without the participation and support of designers and their models, this event would not have been possible. A group has travelled all the way from Papua New Guinea to discover family connections in Niue. The timing of this trip also coincides with the festival that is a cultural bridge of sorts, bringing people together to celebrate Niuean heritage. Initially, 17 family members left Papua New Guinea, but the high cost of travelling to Niue meant only 7 could make the trip to the island, while the rest of the group remain in New Zealand with family. The mission has taken almost a year of fundraising, fueled by a desire to reconnect with family and find the missing links between families who have never really been too far from their thoughts.
A lady by the name of Hanemakululu from Hanover village in Port Moresby. And the families here are descendants of her sister Gewalulu, who married this guy from Niue, pastor. And then our grandfather and our father's been talking about these people, our relatives back at Niue. Then we've been praying and that one day we'll come and visit them. A couple of them went to us, in this command center for conferences and some of these cultural activities like Pacific Games, and then we met some of them, and we wanted to come, but the problem was with money, because of the airfares too high,
The close link between Papua New Guinea and Niue is undeniable, considering Niuean pastors were also involved in missions to share the gospel in Papua New Guinea. For this particular family, the ties go back to a very significant village called Hanuabada.
Hanuabada is the first Motuan village that was when the missionaries from Rarotonga and Samoa went to Papua. They first settled in the village called Hanuabada in 1872-73. And that's how Hanuabada is from where the good news spread out to the rest of Papua New Guinea. So even though the missionaries from Niue came later after them, we still have that connection with all the missionaries from the South Seas. So coming to Niue was not only just to visit the family, but to also have a look at the place and see the sort of connection it has with the missionaries from a long time ago.
Paul Joseph has married into the family and decided to accompany his wife and child on what has been a fruitful journey. Ilalina Tamatoa has helped coordinate this visit, liaising with family in Papua New Guinea, New Zealand and Niue. She says that she is a descendant of the late Pahetungi of Tuapa, whose parents served in Hanuabada as missionaries, and he was raised by the people of that village before marrying a woman by the name of Kewa. This visit is a long overdue reunion, and for some, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
Well, I can put it like this: a dream come true. We've been dreaming of coming to see these people because we heard a lot about them, and I think we all of us are really satisfied, and we know that we really have relatives back at Niue. The way they've been treating us, they welcome us, and the hospitality that they've shown us, and I think that really we have relatives back at Niue.
The group has been staying at the Whalepipi Hall, hosted by families and the community of Tuapa, with plans for similar visits in future.
There's more people interested in coming to Niue. It's starting to open up, because the last time these missionaries went, they taught us some songs. And that was in 1951. I was only 4 years old at that time. I still remember. And those songs are popular in the whole village. And before we came, they asked me, go and get some more new songs and take them back to us. So I asked one of these ministers, and I gave him this. He's going to get some song for us and to take back.
The thing is that the beauty of the place is what really struck me. I think the two things that I won't forget about Niue is that there's no crime in Niue. We've been leaving our doors open and nobody's touching our things. When we come, they stay away when we left them. And the other thing is that we've been told there's no snakes in Niue, and I found that to be true. We went out to the bush and there's no snakes, and we have snakes in Papua New Guinea, a lot of them, different kinds, and poisonous ones, non-poisonous ones. But that's those are the two things that I won't forget about Niue when I go back to Papua New Guinea.
The group from Hanua Bada will depart the island on Friday, but hope that future generations will continue these familial ties. And that concludes our news bulletin here this evening. We do hope you can join us again for our next news bulletin next week.